Okay, so let's open up this file we just created. It's about the winch lights. And that's going to kind of simplify the way things work. I want you to notice the line. See how it snaps out and points where I need to look? And this window also keeps up with me. So as I go to work, if I walk forward, it moves forward, and at all times, this line is pointing me at the interesting area. Look, I bent down, and my window bent down to meet me. So the idea is I can walk around, this thing is going to come with me, correct for my position, and I can just look at buttons. Then it starts pointing at the next interesting thing. Window keeps up with me. No matter where I am, that line points at what I need to know. In this case, I'm pointing at something inside the car. You know, it's this controller position. This one is the relocation kit. So we'll open the hood and look at that in a minute. Now I put these holograms out where the lights are going to show up. And then here at the end I'm going to show you something else. So let's go through it slowly. This is how I make these videos. You can see I have this transparent display, and you can't see, it's not a screen. Yeah, you can see that hologram in there. There's an animation telling you how to use the system, which detects your hands. It's teaching you when you raise your hand, this menu is going to show up. Raise your hand and your menu will appear. Watch. Okay. This is what that menu looks like. You put your hand up and you look at it, and then you get this. And so when you go here, wherever you go, you can get that menu. If you don't use it, it goes away. You can always summon this menu again. And once you've got it, you have access to a library of all the kind of information you need. You make your Teams calls, etc. So this is part of what I designed at Microsoft. It's a computer for people who don't have desks, and it's an interaction scheme that meets their needs. You can kind of reorient this stuff, switching and grabbing. And then there's some other cool things too, like the menu backing plate. The menu backing plate lights up as you get close to it. And it's got these little kind of suggestive grab points here, but they're unobtrusive and they fade off when you're not there. So that cleans up your view for focusing on work. And you can always just press a button again to bring it closer to you. So that's a little bit about how the HoloLens works. Alright, so let's go ahead and open the file we're interested in. I recently created it, that's why it's in this recent list. I could go to all and see a huge library of everything that I've ever made. And the library just works like any file system. You can select any of those files. But again, I want to go into my kind of recent one. Oh, actually. So for example, in my Land Rover folder, I've got some stuff about engine bay projects, interior, some suspension work. So each one of these represents a set of instructions. Again, I most recently started working on this lighting file I'm going to show you. Right now I'm going to create it. I'm going to be the author of the file. So in order to author a file, first you have to connect it to something in the world, and I've got a 3D model of my truck over there, so I'm going to scan it, and then I'll match what my headset sees with what we call anchor point. This guidance kind of goes with you. It tells you to move around. See the headset moving around the object? That's the behavior I need to do so my glasses understand this shape from every angle. And you can see as I look to different places, it scans those. So I need to scan the back. It'll keep encouraging me to move around it. And this window will also go where I look. I can position it somewhere. Let's just kind of leave it here. One challenge is scanning when you're up against things, but the headset's smart enough to get a general awareness of where something is and be able to kind of place it. One other thing I just want to indicate is look how the Land Rover's parked on a curb. Okay, look, it started to detect it. We've got that anchor point. But the reason we do this 3D scanning is because when it's parked on a curb like this, you know, it's angled a little bit. So by scanning it in whatever position it's in, we can always keep the instructions oriented properly. Yeah, so we can see that the truck has been detected, even though it's partially on the curb here and partially on the roadway. And I'm standing back quite a distance, but this is what's amazing about 3D computers, is that they can handle 3D tasks, like understanding where this thing is. You also remember I left my window over here, so it's going to stay there. So you can see it's constantly updating the position, and you know, a pretty durable and cool tool. Next, what we need to do is start placing holograms. If the green mesh is aligned with the target object, select confirm. Yep, it's aligned. That means anything I do now at this angle, if I park the truck on a flat surface, all of the positions are going to orient flat. Okay, this is what the creation tool looks like. You can see I have a menu of things I've placed in here already. 3D words, 3D shapes, and I can click on any of these and then they become 3D. I can grab them, move them around. You can also come up close to them to do that. You can see how I twist my hand affects how the arrow responds. But this stuff is all about the winch, which is in the front, right? So if I want, I could carry this over there, I could push it, but also I can just go over there and recall this stuff. So the controller gets bigger and easier to hit from far away. And, you know, I think what I'm going to do here, oops, it's backwards. I'll probably put this here, probably grab that arrow. And again, like, I have X-ray vision. I know I left that stuff over there. This is what it's like with a 3D menu in the world. You know, I need to be able to grab stuff from far away. The computer tells me when I'm pointing at it. And I'm pinching my hand, so if you watch that, it's a pinch and then I can move it around. And I don't have to do too much moving. Look how little I'm moving my hand, and there's big movements. It makes it easy. Because yeah, we're working over here, you know, so I can change these angles from here if I want. I can control it to just one angle. I can grab my menu. And remember before I showed you, I can always call this stuff to me also just directly. So as you go around working on stuff, you might kind of just do different things, you know. Sometimes you're grabbing the controls directly. And look how these controls resize. They were big when I was far away. So I can use that same controller up close or far away. And I'm gonna know that, you know, pulling this lever up and down changes the size, whether I'm doing that with my indirect hand laser, or if I'm pinching it like a real physical object. You know, the slider does the same thing, the animation is the same, the sound is the same. And that's what, you know, our team spent a little... Oh, there's all these bugs. I think I have an undo. So I was saying that's what our team spent a lot of time inventing. You know, how should we control big, small, near, far 3D objects? And this is just what we came up with. There's probably new ways, but it works pretty good. Get that where we want it, have it point at the component. And one of the other neat things is we can connect these words to the positions. So see, I snapped this little ball, the one that spins when I point at it. It's connected to these instructions now, so wherever I move these, they always point back to the object of interest. That's really helpful for guiding someone when they read an instruction, no matter where they read it. This uses a wireless controller. It's perfect for a hidden installation. Now I can, as I read, my line of sight goes down, it catches this dotted line. That always brings my attention to whatever it's about. And that brings my attention to whatever the instruction's about. So this is like a PowerPoint in 3D. This is where I want my lights to be, for the front and the middle. One on each side. You can see I got another ring over there. And in the back here. So those are all going to be, the green rings represent where stuff will be mounted under body. And the red is going to be some that I put up here coming off of the ladder to cover a bigger area back here. Place here. Yeah, so these circuits are going to provide lighting solutions under and behind the vehicle. So yeah, it's holographic. These goggles allow me to position 3D information to kind of talk about all this stuff. It's a hobby of mine, also a profession. Let me show you today's project. So here's our relocation kit for the winch, and I've got it powered here on this switch. The reason I want to turn that on right now is to show you about this accessory channels. And actually you can see them right down here. See this little flap? There's two of them. And so you can put some special wiring connectors in there, and then that's a spare. Let me use this one. This is the one that's connected right now. So the idea is when you have your winch controller up here, because it has some of those extra solenoids and things, we can navigate to this light controller. And from here we can turn on each of those channels either individually, or you can even activate them as a pair. You know, you could just select one channel if you wanted. So I think what that's for is if you're out here doing some winching and maybe you have some really bright projectors on you, you could turn those off. So, but you can also of course control them on and off. So I'm going to do some ground lighting here, and I'm also going to put some lights facing backwards. I just don't have projectors for the front yet. So here's what I have to go through, and here's the custom wiring harnesses. One's longer to reach to the very back, one's shorter. And This is also some wiring. So these are the ones I'm going to put on the back, and I kind of think I might want to mount them in a way that these are 2-position. Might want to wire them twice, because there's a 2-way switch, and I won't be able to do a 2-way switch with this. This is either on or off. But the reason this is 2-way is because it has a function for low light amber, kind of like a fog light, or a bright flood. I might put these amber covers on. I haven't decided yet. But I've got this kind of like nice bracket that can mount up here. And so that's for one. The other one is for these ground coverage lights. Let me pull this out a little bit more. These, there's 6 of them, and I'm going to kind of put them all underneath front and rear. So there's going to be 2 channels that I can control with this. This is kind of nice, this remote. You know, it kind of strange to be able to control lights from your winch controller, but the reason this whole thing is wireless is because I got it tucked away in here as a hidden winch, and you know, I don't have to go messing with trying to pull a clutch and physical lever. So all of the stuff about the winch is controlled here, and since that relocation box had some power management and stuff, I'm sure there's a couple more relays or solenoids in there to control those 2 lighting circuits. So that's kind of a cool thing about this winch. Now I just got to wire it up. And by the way, I'm doing some holographic 3D guide